Our story begins with a young 10-year-old rolling his new bike to the front yard and over to a gate. Inside the gate is the sheep Pokémon Mareep, a small group of them. The oldest Mareep slams its head against the fence eagerly, and then whines softly as it discovers that slamming its head against so much wood might not have been the best idea. But despite this, the sheep continues to happily call its name and jump up, as though trying to find a way to escape its enclosure. The kid smiles fondly at the oldest Mareep. Well, the oldest and the first Mareep on the farm, it is far from the oldest of the Pokémon. There are three that are older than it. There is its father, and the kid's father's Pokémon, an Ampharos. And there are two Flaffies, the evolved form of Mareep, in the corner, headbutting each other, trying to decide who is strongest. Their favorite morning, noon, and afternoon activity. The kid hears the front door open and turns excitedly. So, you gonna get Mareep out of there? His father asks, stopping in front of the kid. Oh yeah, right, he says excitedly, fumbling with the gate latch before finally opening it. He quickly closes it after the sheep Pokemon is out, not wanting to let any of the others out, as that would definitely not be the best way to start your Pokemon journey. Well, Mason, says his father, I'm thrilled that you are finally to this point. A little sad, as all fathers are, but thrilled. He then holds out a ball. Mason reaches for it, but is stopped by his father, who yanks it away. Now, Mason, I don't want you to just carelessly take this, his father says. You see, being a Pokemon trainer isn't just about wandering the world and catching Pokemon. You also have to take care of them, his father says. And you have to protect them. Why would I need to protect my Pokemon? They can shoot electricity, but I can't. Shouldn't it be the other way around? No, says his father. A Pokemon can always be recalled if it's upset. And that, well, definitely making it easier to rush injured Pokemon to the Pokemon Center also makes it so that vulnerable people can steal your Pokemon. So promise me you won't ever let anyone bad take Mareep. The kid looks up at his father, seeing that he is fully serious, and nods. Don't worry, I won't ever let anyone separate me from Mareep, he says. Good, his father says approvingly, handing him, finally, the Pokeball. With this, the kid is now officially the owner of Mareep. And so he finally is able to leave his home. The kid turns and smiles sadly at the house. Then he starts pedaling. Mareep is right beside him. He didn't feel right to returning the Pokemon while he leaves its only home. The Mareep excitedly races alongside its new trainer. Being an electric type, it is fast and able to keep up with the pedaling boy. Eventually, they leave sight of the house, and slowly it grows dark, until at last it's too dark to continue on, and the two have to make camp. He leads Mason, being taught by his parents, knows to always feed your Pokemon first, so he does so. The sheep hungrily eats. He then settles down and eats himself. The Mareep only eats twice a day, though it eats much more than its trainer does. The Mareep was fed earlier, and he made sure to eat breakfast before leaving home, as well as ate a protein bar before continuing to bike in the mid-afternoon. This continues for the next day. And then, on the third day of his adventure, something different occurs. The kid is happily biking through the dense forest area when at last he comes across a beautiful waterfall. But he almost immediately knows something's wrong. The water, it's got a red tint. But it only takes him a moment to spot where the redness is coming from. Or more accurately, for the cause of the redness to spot him. A sudden roar is heard as a gigantic snake comes out of the pool. The snake is not a water snake as you would expect, but rather a rock snake. The onyx roars in fury as it shoots towards them. The boy and his are only just able to dodge to the side. The towering snake glares down at them before going on the attack once again. Again, they manage to dodge, but Mason can see that his starter is starting to get tired, and he knows that he himself won't be able to keep this up for long. The giant snake prepares to attack him again just as he comes up with an idea. Mason calls to his starter for a shockwave. The small sheep nods before sending out the electricity of the move. Well, electricity is not very effective against a powerful rock type like the Onyx. He doesn't need it to be. With the water covering the Onyx, it comes as no surprise when yellow zaps of electricity dance around the gigantic beast. And as it moves, its movements are slower than usual due to the electricity. Now the boy just has one more idea, and that's to throw a Pokeball at the giant Pokemon. The red ball collides with the gigantic Onyx. It gives out a furious roar before being sucked into the little red ball. Mason runs up to the water before scooping the ball out and looking up at it. He had finally caught another Pokemon. He cheers loudly in celebration. Before it occurs to him that celebrating probably isn't what he should be doing. Rather, he should be heading towards the nearest town to get the injured Onyx healed. Fortunately, he knows that there's a town that he's not very far from. At last, Mason thinks as he finally bikes into Violet City, the city of two very important things: the Violet Gym and the Violet Pokemon Center. One of these he's going to be visiting first. And it's not any doubt what one he's going to be going to first, as the kid hikes through the street, headed for the Pokemon Center. At last, he reaches the Pokemon Center, and now there he gives Nurse Joy his Pokemon, and then sits and anxiously waits. Nurse Joy finally returns with his Pokemon. She questions Mason on his Onyx, and he explains that he found it in that condition. Nurse Joy says that would make sense, seeing as how his Mareep is in great condition. She then gives him his Pokemon, stating that they're all clear, though he should be careful as the Onyx's wound still isn't fully healed, and anything too rough could reopen it. Mason agrees, and then leaves. He quickly reaches the gym to challenge the gym leader. However, as he is opening the doors. He runs his face into a young kid, the same age as him, with red hair, and a very unfriendly glare. What are you doing here? The kid demands, clearly unhappy that Mason had run headfirst into him. I'm here to defeat the gym, Mason declares. The boy laughs and growls that he's too weak to beat the gym and he should go home. How dare you? I challenge you to a battle, he immediately states, thinking to put this arrogant brat in his place.